You think you're in control of your choices, what you eat, when you sleep, how you feel. Turns out, you might be wrong. Your gut has 100 million neurons, produces 95% of your serotonin, and houses trillions of bacteria that are basically running a shadow government inside your intestines. Here are 8 signs your gut bacteria are controlling you. Number 1, your second brain. Your digestive system contains something called the enteric nervous system. It's a complex network of neurons embedded in your gut walls. How many neurons? Somewhere between 100 million and 600 million, depending on which researcher you ask. That's more than your entire spinal cord, more than your peripheral nervous system. Johns Hopkins calls it your second brain, and it's not just a cute nickname. This thing has its own independent nervous system. It can function completely on its own without any input from your actual brain. It produces over 30 different neurotransmitters, the same chemicals your brain uses to think and feel. And unlike every other part of your body, your gut doesn't need permission to operate. Cut the vagus nerve connecting your gut to your brain. Your gut keeps working like nothing happened. It's basically the most independent organ you've got, and you didn't even know it existed. Number 2, serotonin production. 90 to 95% of your body's serotonin is made in your gut, not your brain, your intestines. Specifically, these cells called enterochromaffin cells lining your digestive tract, and they're good at it, really good. Your gut produces approximately 400 times more melatonin than your pineal gland. But here's the twist. That gut serotonin can't cross the blood-brain barrier. So even though your intestines are cranking out 95% of your happy chemical, none of it reaches your brain. Your gut's basically an overachiever who can't share. The serotonin stays local, regulating gut motility, secretion, inflammation, all that digestive stuff. Meanwhile, your brain has to make its own serotonin from scratch. Classic bureaucracy. But your gut bacteria? They're involved in the production process. A Caltech study from 2015 showed specific bacteria are essential for serotonin production. So your microbiome is literally controlling the factory that makes 95% of your serotonin, even if you can't use it for mood. Number 3, cravings and manipulation. That unstoppable urge for chocolate at 10 p.m. might not be you. Your gut bacteria can hijack your nervous system to make you crave foods that benefit them, not you. Scientists from UC San Francisco, Arizona State, and the University of New Mexico reviewed the literature and concluded microbes influence your eating behavior to favor the nutrients they grow best on. They do this through the vagus nerve, that highway of 100 million neurons connecting your gut to the base of your brain. Bacteria produce neurotransmitters, actual analogs of mammalian hormones. More than 50% of your dopamine has an intestinal source. They also manufacture peptides that look like hunger hormones, things like peptide YY and ghrelin. So they're literally mimicking your body's hunger signals. Recent research pinpointed a specific bacterial species and its metabolite that drives or inhibits sugar cravings through proteins like GLP-1 and FGF. 21. Neuroscientists found that bacteria help you detect which nutrients are missing and then fine-tune how much you actually need to eat. Different bacteria compete to influence you. The ones that thrive on sugar send signals for sugar. The ones that prefer fiber push you toward vegetables. You think you're making a choice, but your gut's basically a democracy of trillions of microbes voting on your next meal. Number 4, anxiety and mood. Your gut bacteria don't just mess with your cravings, they mess with your mental health. There's a bidirectional highway between your gut and your brain called the microbiota gut-brain axis. It uses the autonomic nervous system, the enteric nervous system, the neuroendocrine system, and your immune system, all communicating both ways. Depression and anxiety now have well-established links to gut disruptions. When your microbiome gets out of whack, dysbiosis, it triggers inflammation. That inflammation alters neurotransmitter metabolism and activates your HPA axis, which contributes to clinical depression. A Nature study from 2023 found people with social anxiety disorder have altered gut microbiome compositions. Stress changes your gut bacteria, which then makes your stress response worse. It's a feedback loop. Anxiety correlates with reduced microbiome diversity. Certain probiotic strains have been shown to reduce anxiety symptoms in clinical trials, so that knot in your stomach when you're anxious. It's not just a feeling. Your gut bacteria might be causing both the knot and the anxiety. You're not crazy, you're bacterial. If you're finding this interesting, consider subscribing. I drop videos like this regularly. Anyway, back to it. Number 5, decision making. Your gut bacteria don't just influence what you eat and how you feel, they influence how you think. Specifically, how you make decisions. Researchers from the Paris Brain Institute and the University of Bonn ran a study where people took microbiome supplements for 7 weeks. The result? They became way more inclined to reject unfair offers, even slightly unbalanced ones. The bacteria were making them more sensitive to fairness. How? By regulating myelination at your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for complex decision-making. Bacterial metabolites, especially short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, modulate your blood-brain barrier integrity, synaptic plasticity, and microglial tone, all of which affect how efficiently your prefrontal cortex works. Studies show gut microbiome influences dopamine levels in your frontal cortex and striatum, areas involved in executive functions and risk-taking. Human neuroimaging has linked microbial features with frontostriatal and prefrontal networks in cognitive domains. So, when you're weighing options, making a tough call, deciding whether something's fair, your bacteria are in there pulling levers. You're not just you making that choice, it's a committee. And most of the committee is microscopic. Number 6, sleep and circadian rhythm. Can't sleep? Blame your bacteria. Your gut microbiome plays a major role in regulating sleep and circadian rhythms. It's bidirectional. Your circadian clock influences your microbiome, and your microbiome influences your circadian clock. Gut dysbiosis can mess up your circadian rhythm, and a messed up rhythm makes your gut worse. Here's the kicker. Your intestinal cells produce about 400 times more melatonin than your pineal gland. Serotonin, melatonin's precursor, is made in your gut, and bacteria can modulate how much gets produced. Sleep deprivation decreases specific bacteria like Faecalibacterium, Bacteroides, and Akkermansia. Those decreases correlate with lower melatonin levels. Bacterial metabolites like butyrate and acetate regulate circadian clock gene expression. So, your bacteria are literally turning your biological clock's gears. Studies show both sleep fragmentation and short sleep are associated with gut dysbiosis. Metabolic problems from sleep loss might actually be caused by overgrowth of specific gut bacteria. On the flip side, probiotic supplementation improves subjective sleep quality, so if you're lying awake at 3 a.m., it might not be stress. It might be that your gut bacteria are holding your melatonin hostage. Quick reminder, if you're enjoying this, subscribing really helps out. Now, where were we? Number 7, weight and metabolism. Your gut bacteria might be deciding whether you're lean or not. Early studies found obese mice had more Firmicutes bacteria and fewer bacteroidates compared to lean mice. Same pattern showed up in humans. The theory? Firmicutes are better at extracting energy from food. They've got more genes for breaking down lipids, carbohydrates, and even indigestible polysaccharides. So, a gut full of Firmicutes means you're absorbing more calories from the same meal than someone with more bacteroidetes. When people lost weight through diet, their Firmicutes-bacteroidetes ratio reversed. Sounds simple, right? Not so fast. Recent research is all over the place. Some studies found the exact opposite, decreased Firmicutes-bacteroidetes ratios in obese people. Some found no correlation at all. The current scientific consensus is that bacterial diversity and specific changes at the family, genus, or species level matter more than just that ratio. But the core idea holds. The types of bacteria in your gut influence how efficiently you extract calories, how your metabolism runs, whether you're prone to gaining weight. You can eat the same food as someone else and absorb it completely differently, all because of invisible microbes you didn't choose. Some bacteria are just better at making you fat, and you can't fire them. Number 8, personality traits. This one's wild. The composition of your gut bacteria correlates with your personality. A big study from Oxford University by Dr. Katarina Johnson found that gut microbiome composition and diversity were related to differences in sociability and neuroticism. People with high neuroticism had more gamma proteobacteria and proteobacteria. High sociability correlated with abundant Akkermansia, Lactococcus, and Oscillospira. People with larger social networks have more diverse microbiomes, probably because social interactions shape your microbial community. Anxiety and stress linked to reduced diversity and altered composition. Here's the creepy part. A baby's gut microbiota at 2.5 months can predict their personality traits at 6 months. The relationship is bidirectional. Your bacteria affect your behavior, and your behavior affects your bacteria. But the fact remains, specific bacterial genera can predict personality traits. Published in the journal Human Microbiome. So if you're introverted, anxious, conscientious, whatever, part of that might be bacterial. Your personality isn't just genetics and upbringing. It's also trillions of microbes you've been carrying around, shaping how you think, feel, and interact with the world. You're not just you. You're an ecosystem. And the ecosystem has opinions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. See you.